It's cool. We made it. Oh my days, it's been busy. It's been hectic. I'm not joking. The amount of information that's been coming my way, it's insane. And we are looking at mass protest all over the UK coming up this year. Absolutely 100%. We got some dates for you. We got some venues for you. So stay tuned. And incidentally, welcome to 3000 and I think it was 96 or something new subscribers to the channel. Welcome aboard, and I'm glad people are waking up to find out what the hell is going on out there, because we're not being told the truth by the mainstream. Absolutely. So you guys new to the channel, just quickly, I'd just like to say before we get stuck into all of this that this is my main job and I don't get any money from anywhere else. So any donations is truly welcome. All the links you're going to need to know are below the video. And thanks for coming along. You guys watching on the replay, I really do appreciate you spending your time to watch this. And all of you guys live, 345 in here already, and we've just started, which is awesome. Welcome. And yeah, have we got a show for you guys tonight? So what are we going to do? Before we get stuck in, I think, where are you guys watching from? We're just going to go through this real quickly. It just gives chance for the stragglers to turn up, because not everyone can make it on time, and I fully understand that, because everyone's got so much to do. So that is one of the reasons why I really do appreciate you guys spending your time here tonight and any time during the replay. So we've got, wow, we got guys from Idaho in the US of A. Hi. We've got Nessa from Cornwall. See the Cornish flags there? And incidentally, a weird turn of events. The last bottle of drink that I had in the house happens to be a Doom Bar, which is a Cornish beer, which is very apt considering we have got a major protest brewing tomorrow in Newquay in Cornwall. So you guys, especially if you're watching from Cornwall, much love. I hope you're hanging in there, and I hope a lot of you guys can make it to the protest, because there are going to be a lot of counter protesters there. So we really do need to get as many people as we can to just turn up there. And the beauty of Cornwall is because it doesn't take too long to get from any part of Cornwall from A to B. I'm expecting a big turnout, and so are many others there. So welcome you guys from Cornwall. Absolutely awesome. We got, bonjour monsieur, from le français. Awesome. That is so cool. And we've got, yeah, thanks for shout out Cornwall. 100% all the way. Cornwall has always got a special place in my heart. 110% there. All the way hype. We got Skywatcher from Milton Keynes. Oh, we've got some different people. We've got, here we go, vegan guy from Kent. Awesome. Kent, I'll tell you what, you might want to tune into this and don't cop out, because we've got some information going on in Dover as well very shortly. So we're moving down. Wow, 1,100 people already in 5 minutes. Thank you guys for coming along. We have got, there we go, Skegness. Yep, it's all been taken care of, Jason. Don't you worry, sir. I've been super busy. And let me tell you this, trying to find dates and venues of the protest online through Google, etc., through searches, not happening, buddy. It's really not happening. I had to go deep. I had to go through Twitter. I had to go to Telegram groups to find this information, because it is being censored and masked by the mainstream media. And incidentally, do you remember we talked about Cornwall Live, and we're going to do a little tiny piece about more stuff that Cornwall Live's been doing? They've literally stopped everything on their website about the protest tomorrow. I'm kind of guessing that they're going to think not many people, but people are going to go onto their website and they're not going to see anything about it, and they probably won't know what's going on. John Baldwin, thank you very much for that donation, brother. That's much appreciated. Super awesome. Really appreciate that. So I'm just going to bring it down to the comments. Here we go. 2 awesome moderators in the house, and they've both got YouTube channels, guys. Check them out if you can. They both do really good prepping stuff, all right? So Born Outside and UK Pepperman, oh yes, in the house. Who have you got here? Another one from Kent, Jay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's where it's happening right now in Kent. It's going to be massive in Dover. It really will be, okay? And the beauty of that, I guess, is there's still a bit of time from now to when that protest starts. So the more people watch this video, can you please share it? Because the more that you share this video, whether you do it on WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, Twitter, Facebook, all of them, just share it far and wide, because we want to get as many people to these protests as possible. Because quite frankly, from what I've been seeing and hearing, and you know, I've got nearly 100,000 subscribers now, I'm getting to hear a lot of what is actually going on from you guys who are awesome, sharing me this information so I can pass on to as many people as possible. So yeah, please share. Here we go. Waterlooville, not far from where I used to live back in the day. And yeah, Camp Tube, thank you very much for that donation, brother. That's much appreciated. And Lisa as well. Oh, that's much love. Really do appreciate these donations, guys. Seriously. And not forgetting my buddy, the man, Run to the Woods. Glad you're here, brother. Seriously, seriously glad you're here, because I know you know a fair amount of what's been going on behind the scenes. And yeah, we're going to expose some truths tonight. So like I said, please share this video. It's really, really important. Okay, right, so that is looking pretty awesome. So we are going to cut that off now, and let me see what else can I put up there as well. Oh yes, like I just said, the guys new to this channel who have just subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, check out the link below, because there is a mailing list. Okay, you click onto that and you'll get emails with loads of information which I just cannot share here on YouTube. All right, it's very, very important, and that is growing. We're up at nearly 4,000 people all around the world on that mailing list right now, and we're just growing it. Okay, we're just running with this right now. So yeah, I'm going to leave that up there for a sec. What have we got? 1,500 already. Man, you guys are awesome. So shall we get into it then? Because we have got a lot of information here, and I've been so busy, I haven't had much time to really correlate it in any particular order. So we're just going to have to run with it. You're just going to get jammed with info now. So I hope you guys are ready for this. So first of all, 1,633 people. Right. Sit down and watch this. It might make you smile, okay?
Great news today for illegal asylum seekers here in the UK, where 15,000 of you will no longer have to sit through a really pesky, boring, dull interview in order to be able to access all of the benefits of the UK. All you have to do is fill in a little tinsy-wincy form, and I'm sure before too long there's going to be offices springing up conveniently located to the hotels that you've been placed in that will fill in that form for you, probably at taxpayers' expense, with all the right answers. And thank God, because if you come from Afghanistan or Eritrea or Somalia, you don't need to be bothering with things like language or form filling. You just want to get in and access all the things the UK has provided for you. And in fact, on that point, there is now 12 million government contract out for the provision of health and dental care services to illegals and asylum seekers here. And whilst ordinary British taxpayers like me had to wait 18 months recently just to try and get my driving licence refused, and I have to have a virtual interview at a GP's via a receptionist to try and get an appointment for my sick kid, you guys don't have to deal with any of that. And it's also a brilliant selling point, isn't it, for people who are trying their best to bring other illegals over on inflatable dinghies. Now they can say, look guys, come over, because you don't even have to sit through a pesky interview. So all round great news and a great time to be an illegal here in the UK today.
I thought that would make you laugh, because yeah, she's absolutely on point, and we're going to look at some of that right now. So look at this. This was published very recently, and check this out. 166,261 cases backlogged. They've not even looked at them yet. Wow. 74,751 new asylum applications logged. Excuse me. 110,171 asylum seekers receiving taxpayer funded support. I suspect that's way higher. I really, really do. 49% year-on-year rise in migrants arriving by irregular routes such as channel small boats. They are doing other ways to get these people over here. It's not just across the English Channel. It really isn't. It goes way deeper than that. Okay. We got flights coming in. We've got other ports being used, and we've also got guys going to and from Ireland. And we're going to talk about the awesome Irish in this video as well. So if you're watching from Ireland, quick, get your friends on here to watch this, because we're going to be talking about you beautiful people at some point in this video, okay? 1,400% rise in the number of Albanians arriving by small boats. Unbelievable. 0.76%, so that's what, 0.75% proportion of 2022 small boat arrivals, what was it, whose cases have been declined by the Home Office. Really, that's a really small percentage. It's not even 1%. Excuse me. 76% proportion of asylum applicants granted refugee status at initial decision stage. Wow, come on in, guys. You're more than welcome. Just get yourself to the UK. You can help yourself to everything, and we will have to fight for what's left. Unbelievable. 95% rise in working visas issued compared to wow. Look at that. That's nearly 100% rise in visa approvals. That's insane. 485,000. Yes. 758 number of student visas have been issued, a 775% increase in the number of student visas issued to Bangladeshis compared to 2019. I'm sure you'll agree those figures are eye-watering, and I really do feel that the numbers which I've just read out there go a lot higher than what they're saying in the mainstream. I really, really do. There is just evidence, there's photos, there's videos taken from all over the country, not just hotels, like we've said before in previous videos, okay? Now we're getting private tenants who are being bombarded by Serco, yes, that main government contractor, which is the king, the prince, have all got fingers in that big pie of Serco. Yep. That is one endless money pit, which incidentally, majority of all that money is coming from us who pay our taxes. So yes, we are literally being screwed, wound up, pushed into a corner, and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. They're just going, wow, that's great. We'll just carry on then. That's why these protests are so important. And that's why we need to get as many people as possible to all of these protests. Now, like I said, I spent all day and part of yesterday too trying to find out as much information about these dates as possible. We're going to get to that real soon. We're just crunching the numbers first. So, like I say, it's nuts. Now, look at this. 89,398 people were allowed to enter the UK in 2022 and put in asylum claims. Really, I think it's maybe more than that. 160,919 people were waiting for an initial decision on an asylum application. Albanians made up the highest number of asylum applicants, 14,223 Albanians. That's just, you try to imagine that number, okay? That is a hell of a lot of people, with 9,573 of those being made by small boat arrivals. Males made up 83% of applicants. Males made up 83% of applicants. Now, it just goes on. Afghans were the second most common nationality applying for asylum last year, with 10,011 applicants from Afghanistan. Now, this is where it starts to grate now, because like we all know, there's lots of veterans who watch this YouTube channel. Okay, I myself served in the forces a long time ago, and I'm in touch with a lot of veterans, and let me tell you this, they are very, very gutted to see what's going on, especially when you consider lots of veterans have indeed ended up on our streets. Okay, I predict we'll see less Albanians arrive this year, and Afghans will be predominant. So yes, indeed, absolutely insane. Okay, so what we're going to do now, if I can find it, we are going to show, honestly guys, there's so much information here, it really is nuts. Right, so let me see if I can find, here we go. We're going to cut straight to the chase, and we're going to go to Newquay. All right, this is tomorrow. It says at 12 p.m. Now remember, the videos that I've done recently, I've been doing a lot of digging behind the scenes, and there is a thing, if you haven't heard of it already, called anti-protest. Okay, so basically it's whoever's against these protests that we are trying to see happen across the UK. Right, I've already gone into it, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but if you're new to this and you've not seen any of my videos before, watch the previous few videos all about the migrant stuff, and you'll see lots of the counter protest, which I've actually exposed. I've done a YouTube video, find the thumbnail and you'll see it very easily. And yes, it goes deep. All right, they are going to be turning up 1 hour before this time. Okay, so 12 p.m, so that's noon. All right, tomorrow, all the Antifa and all the rest of those people, if I can call them people, right, they are going to be there 1 hour before. So it's entirely up to you if you want to get there before them, the same time as them, or whatever. Okay, so we're going to look into that a little bit later on. So that is that. I'm just going to check the comments. Wow, 2,200 already. I really do apologize if anyone has made donations, because when I'm looking through all of these notes and things that I've put up, I literally can't see the chat at all. So I do apologize. I really, really do. Let me just check this. Well, thank you, Keith, for that donation on PayPal. That's awesome, dude, because PayPal, I literally get that instantly, where all of the donations on the chat, etc., I have to wait about 4 weeks or so at the end of every month to get those. And also YouTube take 40% of that fee, which is annoying, to be honest. So PayPal, friends and family, all of it goes towards the channel. So what we're going to do now is, if I can find it, right. Oh, right, where is it? Dates, here we are. I actually compiled this myself, so we're putting the dates up on the screen now. I'm going to leave it up there for a while. So here we have it in ascending order. Okay, 25th being tomorrow, Skegness Tower Gardens at noon. But like I suspect, from what I've been seeing, the counter protesters are going to be there 1 hour before. So like I say, it's entirely up to you if you want to get there before them guys, or the same time, or just turn up when it's been publicly acknowledged. Okay. So we're moving on the same day. Okay. The 25th of February, Newquay, the Beresford Hotel. Now, I think that was noon as well, but I've put there 11 because, like I've exposed, Antifa and other faction groups are being bussed in to cause lots of trouble. They will be there at 11 a.m. So I've decided to put 11 a.m. on there. The main theory is just keeping it a level playing field, okay? Because like anyone who's been in the military, like myself, knows full well, timings and plans are key, okay? If you turn up too late, then when there's a good time to be there, you are immediately at a disadvantage. So I've decided to go with 11. Like I say, it's entirely up to you. If you are going to 10 tomorrow, if you're down in Cornwall, which I strongly urge everyone in Cornwall to go to this, because this really needs to be made aware to everyone, okay? There'll be lots of cameras there, so if you want to cover your face, it's up to you. If you feel you've got nothing to hide, absolutely, it's your call, All right. So we're going on to the 27th of February. Now, this is on a Monday. Okay. 10 a.m. Kegworth. There's a hotel called Yule Lodge. Now, that place is a beautiful place. It's a 5-star AA rated hotel, and it's bang in the middle of a residential area. And it does look like a very nice area. Okay. As some of you know, that awesome woman called Yorkshire Rose, she's done a video about this very recently where she actually went there in person and filmed around it. Police arrived, there was no problems at all, etc. But no, they actually give us a good look at what that hotel looks like. And basically, I definitely couldn't afford to stay there, but these people are going to be staying there rent free and given money, etc. Now, this is the big one, the 4th of March in Dover at 2 p.m. Okay, there's going to be so much publicity around this, right? I think for the main simple reason it is the nearest place to the hotspot where all of these migrants are coming in via sea vessels. Okay, so the 4th of March, Dover, 2 p.m. There is going to be a lot of people going to that one. From all of the stuff that I've been picking up on Twitter, Dover and Newquay so far are massive. There is going to be a lot of people there. So if you want to go there and vent your discord and literally be amongst like-minded people who have literally had it up to here with what's going on, Dover and Newquay are very big. Now, like I said, you beautiful people in Ireland, and I love Ireland, especially Cork, because in Cork, I've got serious, deep ancestry, goes right back hundreds of years in Cork under my ancestral name of Grogan. Okay, massive, big name, big family in Cork. So there is going to be a protest there on the 4th of March as well. It's the City Library in Cork, and that is due to run at 1 p.m. Okay, so like I say, it's entirely up to you if you feel you need to be there for midday and just suss the place out of what it's like and see what's going on. You're absolutely more than welcome to get there early. In fact, I always advise people get there early. All right. So the next day, moving on to the 5th of March, Limerick. Okay, you're looking at Bedford Row at 2. That should say 2:30 p.m. That's a typo on my part. Okay, let me just kill that there, because also at the bottom we are going to reveal on the 25th of March in Llantwit Major in Wales. Okay, there's been no time of that because that was literally hot off the press, which I found not long before I came on air. Okay, so what I also do is put this up on the bottom of the screen. Okay, because lots of you new guys just don't know, but there is an email address below this video. It's fully encrypted, fully secure, and it is expensive to keep it that way because I believe that all of this information is absolutely paramount and it's critical. Okay, so I do my best to keep it totally encrypted. It's very safe, and most people, I would say, from the volume of emails that I do get, wish to remain anonymous. So it's entirely up to you. You can, if you wanted to, you could make up a name and a place. It's fine, because at the end of the day, we are talking about serious stuff here. Okay, and at some point, maybe this year or next year, people like me saying this sort of stuff just won't be allowed to say it. Okay, it's a very, very hot topic right now. Can you imagine speaking how I'm speaking now in 12 months from now? It could be practically impossible. All right, so I fully understand if people wish to remain anonymous, and if there is any naysayers or haters out there saying, "Oh, you're making it all up," no one's emailed in complete BS. Right, let me tell you, if you don't believe me, check out lots of my subscribers who have followed me from day one, from back in February 2012 when I started making videos. They'll give you a good judgment of my character, and it is just not in my nature to be that way. Okay, just saying that, because there are some people out there who will say that sort of stuff. All right, so yes, those were the dates, and also we're hopping over to Europe as well with a similar sort of thing. Now, I found this online as well. Let me just cut that ticker off the bottom. So here are some dates which I've managed to pull up as well. They're not all about the migrant crisis, as we can tell, but we do have followers on here from Germany. So you got 3 protests out in Germany, Dresden, Berlin, and Munich. So of course 3 massively populated urban environments. So there is going to be big trouble there. Anti-war protests and a march for life. I don't know what a march for life means. But if you look at the UK stuff, look at this: anti-migrant, 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 and a climate protest. Wow, people are protesting against the climate. How are you going to do that? I suspect that's going to be one of these pre-designated, arranged, funded groups. Okay, Extinction Rebellion and all that BS, which I'm pretty sure we all agree that all of these groups, okay, the BLM for sure. All right, all of these people are massively funded, and yes, we have spoken about George Soros. So you new guys especially, check back through some of the earlier videos and you'll see lots more, because I don't want to run the risk of repeating myself, because lots of you guys have already seen that stuff. All right, so yes, they are some of the dates of stuff's going on there. So we look at that in Dover, like we said, in Newquay, Skegness, absolutely, and like I said, in Wales as well, that's on there too. Also, before I forget, whilst we're talking about dates, I've got to do a screen share so I can show you. Here it is, right here. So we are going. Oh, let me just cancel that quick. I'm going to put it on there. Sorry, it's coming. Don't worry. Right, here we go. So here we go. Care for Calais. Some people have heard of these guys and some haven't. All right. So just go onto their website before we come on there. And this was posted a few days ago now, 4 days to be precise. And there's lots of propaganda pictures about, you know, these poor, like asylum seeker families and stuff. But no, when we go on to anti-hate rallies, all right, anti-hate. So us guys who are protesting about this migrant issue, okay, we are not hateful people. We just want to see an end to it, okay? These people who protest, the counter-protesters, they are the ones statistically who cause the most trouble, okay? They all turn up with balaclavas on, they're all busting, they don't even live in that town or area. So these people talk about contradictionary. Now look at this. Cornwall resist, counter demonstration, blah, blah, blah. Okay, see, 11 a.m. Now, this is the point I was making, all right? All these counter protesters, look, are starting 1 hour before the time stated from the original organization for the protest. They are all 1 hour early, guys. So like I say, this is a heads up. I don't know if everyone knows this, but just to keep you guys informed, that is the state of play of what we're looking at. Okay, and this one here, I don't think I mentioned this because I only found out about this recently. So this is another venue to add if you're in the area. So we're looking at Nottingham and Derbyshire. All right, there's a place called Nova Hotel in Bostocks Lane in a place called Long Eaton, right? And there is the postcode. All right, so if you're not too far from there, it would be, I strongly advise as many people as possible go to that one, because these guys are organized and they are going to turn up with leaflets, with professionally printed banners and posters. All of them, the majority of them, will have their faces covered up because they are hell-bent on causing trouble and they don't want to be identified. That's why they cover their faces, okay? If you're going to a peaceful protest, all right, why would you cover your face? Look at this. Peaceful counter protest, right? But let me tell you, these guys, trust me, you'll see the footage of it after the event when it's going to be all over social media. They're going to be covered head to foot. You're only going to see their eyes, the naughty little ninjas that they are, okay? So look at this. So Nottingham and Derbyshire stand up to racism. So that's another group, a left-wing group, okay, extreme left, I hasten to add. the Nova Hotel, Bostock's Lane, Long Eaton, NG104EP. Okay. Moving along, here we go. We're over to Dover. Now, this is a key date in the migrant protesting calendar. 100%. This one here is going to be huge. And you can always have a feel for that because of the amount of writing that you've put in there compared to the other events. Market Square, Dover, in Kent. Organisers are calling out all people in Kent to let them know, here we go, far-right demonstrators are planning to gather in Dover on the March the 4th. No, this is the UK. We say the 4th of March. Okay. Why do they do that? When you look at the order of time, seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years. Why the hell would you put the day before the month? So that is the 4th of March, not March 4. Sorry, it winds me up. I'm just pointing it out. I know some of you guys are laughing right now. And yet the American people, I don't know why they do that. But anyway, to stir up hatred in the community, the organisers of a counter anti-hate rally are calling trade unions, anti-racist, anti-fascist, community groups and like-minded people to join them in opposing the demonstration. Bring banners and placards. Well, they won't have to bring any because they will all be provided. And you will see when the footage of this highlighted event comes out on social media, you will see them turn up in a great big coach 1 hour before everyone else. They will all get off. They will already have these professionally made banners, placards. All of their faces will be covered, or the majority. Okay, mark my words. I personally guarantee that that's going to be near the truth of what's going to actually happen. Now, here we go. There's a bit more information. Now, this is actually noon. Like, I didn't manage to find out. Like I said, I only found out this just before I come on air. So this is in Wales, where I live. So I'm going to see if I can get to that. That's the 25th of March, not March 25. 12 noon on a Saturday. Stand Up to Racism demonstration, Seaview Park, College Street, Llanwit, Major, CF611RE. When the racists recently tried to divide our communities at a hotel in Cardiff, they didn't show, but lots of people did try to show a warm Welsh welcome to asylum seekers. Wow. We will do similar when patriotic alternatives have tried to divide the community with their hate. All right. So, yes, this is Care for Calais. All right. This is what they're all about. Can you see this psychological propaganda here? I mean, out of all of the migrants that we've seen in hotels, how many kids, how many women have you actually seen? Okay. We're going to go into some figures later. And what you're seeing here, a family with women and children are in around 10% of the migrants that are over here. Yet they're showing this as an overwhelming majority viewpoint of the truth, which is BS, complete BS. Look at this, Sarah, mother and volunteer. Look at that, mother and volunteer. They really are pulling at people's heartstrings. Look, all happy and smiley. Look at all this work we're doing to help people. And see what I mean about the professionally done pictures and banners and placards here. All right. It's absolutely crazy. It really is. Or anti-hate rallies. It is. It just makes me feel sick looking at all of that, to be honest. 2,266 people. Oh my days, you guys are awesome. So we're going to get into some stuff in a minute. Let me see what's just popped up here. Wow. Andrew, thank you very much for that donation, sir, on PayPal. Seriously appreciated, sir. That is epic. So we are going to go into what else did I see here. Now this is interesting. All right, I want you guys to look at this, and I hope you can see the screen. All right. Now, look at this. I'm going to make it big as well so I can see this. Hope, not hate. Do you remember when I exposed them on a recent video about the counter protests? Well, look at this. Some of you will probably know who that woman is in the picture there. But if not, I'm going to read it out for you, okay, in case you have trouble looking at the screen if you're on your phone or something. Now, tracking and analysis by Hope, Not Hate has found at least 125 hotel visits by anti-migrant figures in 2021. And this could even increase in 2022. It is important to note that while the official aim of these videos is to confront and harass migrants, absolutely not the case. I'm going to put a side note there. Every single video that I've seen of someone going up to a hotel, there has been no harassment whatsoever. Okay. In fact, most of them do not understand what the law is. They understand Section 47 and Section 43, the trespassing rules, etc. Trust me, there is none of that going on from what I've seen. And I've seen a lot because I've spent days and days and days researching this. Less than 15% of the record visits in 2021 included a confrontation. Really? Ooh, I beg to differ. The activists, looking at activists, really? Often just film hotel buildings while mouthing monologues or sometimes attempted to enter where they were stopped by security guards. Okay. Now, if there's a public right of access, you are free to enter. Okay. If you're invited in, that's absolutely fine. Okay. There's nothing wrong with attempting to enter a hotel. Okay. If there's no signs saying private, etc., there's no guards, why wouldn't you just walk into a hotel? Look at it, attempted to enter and was stopped by security guards. These are our hotels, guys. They shouldn't be privately owned, and they definitely should not have security guards on them. Okay. Amanda Smith, an anti-migrant activist, I wouldn't say that. I would say she's a wonderful human being and she's trying to find out the truth of what is going on in her country. That's my opinion. Under the name of Yorkshire Rose. Now, Yorkshire Rose, if you don't know, does a YouTube channel, and you can go to YouTube and type in Yorkshire Rose, and you will see a blue rose emblem as an icon. You click onto a channel, and you can see exactly what's been going on around the hotels in the UK. Now, look at this. Yorkshire Rose is by far the most prolific YouTuber here. Her channel, with just under 2,000 subscribers, mostly consists of videos where she films herself visiting hotels she suspects are housing migrants, not asylum seekers. You will stand corrected for writing that. Then harasses staff. She does not harass staff. She's very courteous, she's very polite, and she's just asking questions. They really do twist things big time, and it boils my urine. It seriously does. Security guards and anyone she suspects of being a migrant. Really. In January 2021, she and Alan Leggett, aka Active Patriot. Incidentally, Active Patriot is big on Twitter, and I do believe he is on Telegram too. So if you want to do a Google search, find out what Active Patriot is up to, were arrested for causing alarm and distress during one such incident. And she claims they were banned from the area as part of their bail conditions. Really? I mean, really? These are just normal people with concerns. All right. It's not right. So we move on. Hope, not hate, once again. Hotels, in addition to general anger against migration, there is a more focused opposition to the housing of migrants in hotel accommodation around the UK. According to official statistics, there are currently up to 16,000 asylum seekers in temporary accommodation, including hotels, hostels, and discussed military barracks across the UK, while they wait for long-term housing. Really? Really? Okay. The overall number of people staying in asylum-related facilities has tripled in the past 10 years to 64,000. It's more than that, guys. It is a lot more than that. Anti-migrant activists have attempted to generate outrage by comparing the accommodation provided to, in brackets, foreigners. Well, technically they are foreigners because they are from foreign lands. Go to the dictionary and look at the definition of foreigners. Okay. Why they feel the need to put that in quote, it's just aggravating the whole situation, of course, by design. With the situation of homeless British people, especially military veterans. That's absolutely true. There's veterans who have fought and died for this country and have had a lot of problems, especially with PTSD, and they are now seeing this on their own streets in their own country. Here we go. Amanda Smith, Yorkshire Rose. Look at that. 41. That's a percentage amount of visits in just 2021. Okay. Active Patriot, 8%. Britain First, and I believe they're a big counter organisation as well, 43%. And other, bringing it to a grand total of 8%. So, yes. Let me see if I can come out of there. Bonkers. It is absolutely bonkers. And all of this stuff, yes, it is actually going on. Okay. So, what else are we going to look at? This one as well. This one is quite an image. Okay. Look at this. Coming to a town near you. I think we're just going to take that in there. Yeah, I know. It's just happening on a massive scale. A massive scale all over the UK. They're here. They're already here. They should have been stopped before they was allowed to come here, in my opinion. I can only foresee many problems in the future with what is going on. And if you are on the left and you think these guys are welcome, they've fled war-torn countries, etc., well, you're going to have a difference of opinion when things go bad, and things will go bad. And I predict that this year, the amount of protests are going to turn riotous here in this country this year. Thousands will protest. And as we get nearer to summertime, like I said in previous videos, that number is going to rise. And also, like I said, especially for you new guys here, think of the women and the girls in this country. What happens when the weather gets warmer? They wear less. Okay. So you've got 80 to 90% of all of these migrants who are males, fighting age between 80 and 39 years old. They're cooped up in these hotels. They're bored. They're angry. They're stressed. They go out in the summertime, and what are they going to see? They're going to see scantily clad women all over the place, especially of a night time. Okay. There is going to be big, big problems. And it's already been happening, and it's not being reported. We have incidences of people being stalked, people being followed, people being spied on, people being stolen from, people have been assaulted, and worst, people have been raped. Yes. Fact. It's not BS. It's not fear porn. I'm going to back it all up in a sec. You will see with your own eyes. Okay. Now, look at this one here. This is a classic one. Okay. Then this has been doing the rounds on social media. So if you haven't seen this, I'm going to attempt to read it out. Now, residents and business owners, please be extra vigilant. I am the salon owner at Tonic Hair Beauty Nails in the marketplace. And this afternoon, approximately 2 p.m., 2 males entered. First, they seemed like they wanted to make an appointment, but with speaking little to no English, we couldn't make out what they wanted. One began to make his way through the salon and headed to the back room, which is staff only. Okay, you're not allowed in there. Pointing and speaking in an aggressive tone, by which point myself, staff and clients felt very uneasy. He proceeded to pull out and wave cancer research leaflets at me, shouting and pointing at every object in front of him, not speaking in English. In quote, I said, "I'm really sorry, but I don't understand what you want." they left quite sharpish once I managed to get him out of the staff room. It was at this point I realised my phone had been stolen off the side in the staff room right under my nose. The police have been informed, so if anyone has any information or CCTV footage within the marketplace, please get in touch. I know my phone's long gone now and is replaceable, but you just feel violated that people can do this so easy and right in front of you. Now, yes, these are reports of what people have been putting up on social media. Okay, so let me go to some of these. We're going to go on the share screen now, and we're going to go right over to our dear friends at Cornwall Live. So yes, here we are, Cornwall Live. Incidentally, has anyone been seeing this style of banner or header on these websites? Since doing some research into this topic over the last 3 or 4 weeks or so, I've found countless websites all with this same banner on the top. Obviously, they're all connected. Now look at this, the comments. They've gone right up to 85. There wasn't that many there earlier. But we're talking about police attend 21 calls to asylum seekers in hotels in 12 weeks. So in 12 weeks, which is 3 months or round about early December time, just this hotel alone, which is ram-packed with male migrants down in Newquay in Cornwall right now, the police were called 21 times to that place in just 12 weeks. Now, you have to admit, that is extremely unusual. And look at all of the police vehicles out here. Incidentally, our money from our taxes pay all of these police officers, and they're spending all of his time inside this hotel dealing with God knows what is going on with the migrants who have literally just taken over the whole hotel. Okay. Now, these are interesting. If you look at the comments, lots of these have actually been deactivated, like you can see here. Now, yes, I pointed some of this out recently. Well, look at this. Why would Cornwall want all those asylum seekers? Can't they have gone somewhere else? Here, getting benefits, using our health services, taking jobs away from locals. Cornwall is in a bad enough state now, especially since the cost of living crisis. Absolutely concur. And we got 5 replies to that comment here. Look at this. It's like someone else said, why have they travelled through so many safe countries, then jumped onto a rubber dinghy and crossed the English Channel? That itself just seems crazy. Well, they are literally being targeted overseas in Europe to come here. Okay. And word is getting around. Don't forget, all of these fighting age males have all got mobile phones. They're texting and chatting to people on encrypted messaging apps, just like we are, to all people all over the world. Yep, come to England, it's easy. And they're turning up every single day in their hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands every day. It's getting way out of control. Look at that, and getting benefits and taking jobs. Honestly, the list goes on and on and on. So what I advise you do, people, if you can just go to your search engine and type in Cornwall Live, go down their website and look for anything which is related to migrants, asylum seekers, hotel crisis, protest, etc. Go on there and you are free to type in any comment that you want. Now, let me tell you this. When I started looking into this, before I exposed what was going on, this whole comment section was flooded with far left people just saying that, you know, these poor people are welcome over here. They don't need all the aggro from extremist, racist, far right thugs and all of this. And the tide has definitely turned. Okay, so look at this. We're going to go through that in a sec. All right. Yeah. Just going down and down and down. Right. So yeah, I just wanted to show you the comment section of this. Why are migrants only men at Newquay Hotel when asylum seekers are staying? That's a very valid point. Very valid point indeed. Okay. Some 200 refugees have been placed in a Beresford Hotel on Narrow Cliff in Newquay since November. Yet most of us know this. Look at this. Now this is important. Look at this. This is the whole thing, which a lot of the left people just do not get. And this is public now. Okay. According to the Refugee Council, between 80 and 90% of those who arrive in Europe and the UK are men. Yes. So what are we looking at then? Between 10 and 20% of everyone coming over here are women and children. I would say that's quite accurate. 80 to 90% are men. All right. Shocking. I know, I was bloody shocked. Like I said in a previous video, I thought it'd be between 60 and 70% of men, but when I found out 80 to 90%, that really does compounds the feelings of, yes, this has got way out of control. Way out of control. So let me have a quick look. Right, yes, this is the one I wanted to show you. So it's that one. This is interesting, guys. You want to check this one out, okay? Right. Check this out. The Morning Star. And this is by a lovely person called Bethany Riley. This young lady here, okay? Only 3 days ago, very recent. Cornwall anti-racists gear up to oppose demo targeting asylum seeker hotel in Newquay. And there is the hotel. Excuse me. So we move on. Just look at the verbiage. Anti-racists. Like I said, I am not a racist. And I know lots of you watching this are not racist as well. Okay. We've been through this in other videos. And yes, it's the overwhelming majority of us who oppose the migrants here are not racist. Okay. We are not. We just don't like the idea that we are literally being invaded by fighting age men all over the country with no thought whatsoever about the locations of where they're being housed, i.e. in areas where us British people are living. Okay. We're not talking far out rural areas. These are all bedded all over the place. Look, fascism will not be tolerated on our streets. It's just sickening. It really, really is. Okay. Like I say, you're more than welcome to look at all this before. Unfortunately, I did not have time to stick all of the links under the video, so you're just going to have to just type it into a search engine. Okay. So excuse me. Now this is interesting. That's the 1, 2, 3, that one. Okay. I need to show you this. So this is the packet, all right? So this is a rag which evolves out of Falmouth and Penryn down in Cornwall. Beautiful part of the world down there, by the way. Calls for Linda Taylor to apologise over Newquay asylum protest claims. So we've exposed Linda Taylor before, and here she is. Incidentally, this is quite strange because I've never seen this before. Has anyone seen this? The leader of Cornwall. She is the leader of Cornwall. Now, what the hell is that? Now, I know you've got counties and you've got mayors and lord mayors. Okay. What the hell is leader of Cornwall? I don't think so. Was she voted the leader of Cornwall? I don't remember seeing that on any piece of media anywhere. Oh, everyone in Cornwall is going to vote for a leader of Cornwall, and they voted for this twisted left person here. Okay, now I'm going to show you how twisted this person is. Look at this. The leader of Cornwall has been asked to apologise for describing people planning a protest against asylum seekers being accommodated in Newquay as abhorrent, racist and bigots. So in her position of so-called power as the leader of Cornwall, she's basically said that anyone who is against these migrants being over here are racist and bigots. So do you like being called a racist and a bigot? Do you? I don't. It's absolutely untruthful, unfound, and disgusting that someone with this amount of allegedly power can openly say that, not just on one, but several websites and media publications. She is terrible. Linda Taylor, shame on you. Who the hell do you think you are? People have the right to an opinion. People have got free speech to say whatever they want. How dare you say things like that? Unbelievable. A planned protest in the town has been universally condemned. Universally. So that means an overwhelming majority, I presume, condemned by politicians in Cornwall who have urged people to make asylum seekers, migrants, okay, who have been placed in the duchy with kindness and respect. Wow. It follows a number of similar protests around the country in recent weeks, which have in some cases descended into violence and vandalism. Yes, the perpetrators of the violence and vandalism lies with the counter protesters who are being bussed in, who are organised, who are extremely well funded, hell-bent on causing chaos, to take footage to share with mainstream media, to turn the tables to normal people like you and I into racist bigots. And look how violent these thugs are. Wow. We got news for you, counter protest people. You are going to be filmed and you are going to be exposed as well. Your face coverings will be revealed and you will be on film and you will be shamed. End of story. That is going to happen. There's so many people who have had it up to here with your childish antics. Okay, so that is going down. And Newquay tomorrow is going to be an absolute hotbed of protest activity tomorrow. Absolutely. So, yeah, sorry about that. I do get a bit passionate because it's just not fair. You know, these people are heavily funded and they've got all of the media on their side and they could literally just put any opinion that they want, which is mostly untrue. Okay, so we've gone through that, we've gone through this, and yeah, look at this. This was taken at a bus stop. Okay, look at that. We're recruiting asylum decision makers in Stoke-on-Trent. So check that out. Any of you guys watching right now who are in Stoke or know people in Stoke, that is absolutely going down there. They are trying to recruit people to literally be on the side of these migrants. Okay, it's sickening. I mean, the advertising campaign is just unbelievable. It really, really is. Now, if I can show you, if I can find it, very difficult to find. That one. Right. Okay, so that's been done. Now, what I'm going to show you is, you remember when we looked at Cornwall Live earlier? Now, I actually took part in the poll because they won't show you the results of the poll unless, right, unless you go and make your vote. Now, who is familiar with the term, am I a robot? Capture. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, many of you guys that don't know, you know, you go into certain websites and you've got that little box and you've got to tick it to prove that you're not a robot. Then you've got to highlight pictures of traffic lights and boats and that sort of thing. Well, if you look to the bottom right, there's a capture, a logo, CAPTA or something like that. Well, little did you know, if you don't know, as soon as you click on that, all of your history cache has been uploaded to a central database. So I strongly advise if anyone clicks on that I am a robot, before you do that, clear your cache, clear your internet history. Okay, if you're on your phone and you're using applications like Google Chrome, DuckDuckGo, Brave, whatever it is, okay, go onto the app, clear your cache, force stop, go back in there, and theoretically they shouldn't get any of your data. So you have to do that just so you can submit your poll vote, right? So me being aware of that, I've done that. Hopefully it's enough, and I'm probably going to get people in the comment section saying it's not going to make any difference or whatever, but I've done what I thought would be enough to sort of try and conceal my data because it is being robbed. So the poll, let me get onto the poll. Now look at this. Should refugees stroke asylum seekers, no, should migrants, okay, be housed in hotels? Look at that. Now, when we looked at this poll a few weeks ago, it was complete opposite. It was a complete swing, okay? As soon as I started doing these videos, that especially that one in Cornwall, that's had 70,000 people watch that. And I urge people to go to these websites and take part in these polls. And it looks like we are making a difference, because if you look at the poll, this was today when I've done this, it's opposite. Okay, so look at this, 83% of everyone who voted, right, basically the people are saying no, they should not be housed in these hotels. Should Cornwall be taking its share of refugees, asylum seekers, yes or no? 73% said no. Now that is outstanding, because when do you know what, I wish I screenshotted that poll when I saw it a few weeks ago. Because let me tell you this, 100% truth, right? It was the opposite, okay? The majority was yes, and there was a very small 10 or 12% people saying no to all of what we're seeing here. And we're going to go on to the second part of the poll. Are you concerned about the behaviour of refugees, asylum seekers in Cornwall? Look at that, 79% yes, they are concerned. Now, I think that's awesome to see the results of this poll, and you can check this out for yourself. Okay, incidentally, speaking of polls, I've done a poll before I went live tonight, and you should be able to see that on the replay on the chat. I hope you do. Before I come on there, I had a quick look at it, and 91% of everyone who took part in that poll, which I've done on this live chat, said yes. They are very unhappy with what is going on with these migrants over here in the UK. Pretty much, okay? So yes, people are speaking, and it is being noted. And like I said, with all of these sort of things going on, especially with Cornwall Live, all right, they've decided not to do any single publication whatsoever the day before a massive protest. Now, what does that tell you? Yes. Anyway, I've just noticed the time. I'm sorry I've not seen the chat. There's probably loads of people saying about beer. So without further ado, all right, it really has been one of those days. I spent so many hours looking into this and reading stuff. I've actually joined Twitter. Well, I did back in June last year, but I've went on there today, maybe some of yesterday as well, and just literally put in stuff on Twitter. So what I might try and do is, once I finish this video, I might try and put a link to my Twitter account on my YouTube page so you guys can go on there. Whoa, what's this? Suzanne Cousins. Wow, that donation's insane. Thank you so much. Wow, that's amazing. I'll tell you what, let's have a drink to that. Now, like I said, Doom Bar. Now, Dad, if you're watching, hi, Dad. He's down in Portsmouth, and his personal favourite is Doom Bar. Okay, now that is made in Cornwall. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's all blurry, probably. There you go. Made in Cornwall. And focusing, yeah, cool. That is an awesome. And we got an old school, proper Ravenware pint pot. And like I said, it's been one of them days, okay? I was heavily researching big time, and then midway through the afternoon, I've got a bit of bad news, right? Which I'm not going to go into, but yeah, it really knocked me for six, and I just had to stop. Hence, this presentation isn't as good as I usually do them. but it is what it is. And incidentally, we've used a genuine pewter Celtic bottle opener. So yeah, the Cornish, the Celt, sorry, awesome. So, whilst we take a brief pause, cheers everybody, and good luck to the Cornish. All right, turn out in force tomorrow. You need to be there. Absolutely awesome. So, Julie, no moderator. Cheers, people. Awesome. Right, let me just come out of that. So yes, let me have a quick look. Where do we get to? This one was interesting as well. Look at this. The Home Office admits it's lost 37,000 migrants in Britain. Now let that sink in. Okay, these are the figures which they dare mention. Okay, I suspect it is a hell of a lot higher than that. It could be double or triple that figure. All right, now let that sink in. I've got nearly 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Okay, so that basically fills the entire Wembley Stadium with lots left over. Okay, now when you think of that doubled or tripled, right, a whole Wembley Stadium full up with people in every single seat in that stadium, they're gone. They don't know where they are. Now we have got lots of accounts and reports of serious bad things going on. Okay, I didn't want to show this, but it needs to be shown. Look at this guy, horrendous child rapist, labelled utterly appalling by a judge. Asylum seeker Marco took the 11-year-old primary pupil to an address where he subjected her to the attack and rape. Now this is not made up social media BS. You can go to edinburghnews.scotsman.com. Okay, West Lothian to be precise at that location. Right, that was by a judge, and that was yesterday. That was publicised. So when you hear of all of these extreme left publications saying about these poor asylum seekers coming over here, okay, well, this is one case of many. Now, I know some of you people watching this right now have lots of information about other attacks all over the UK. Okay, I do realise it, and I have seen some as well on other social media platforms. But it is absolutely sickening what is going on. It seriously is. Okay. So when we look at tomorrow, then, yes, we're going to go to this one. Here we go. Look at the time, 11 a.m. And like I said earlier, the time that the people of Newquay and indeed I would hope and assume many people from all over Cornwall will make their way to Newquay tomorrow morning to attend this, to really show these horrible left people what the score is. And the score is the majority of people have had it up to here with all of this stuff. And like I said, they're going to be there 1 hour before everyone else. What does that tell you? Who do they think they are? What are they planning? Well, I'll tell you what they're planning. Like I said in a previous video, they are going to be there. They're going to be strategically placed all the way around that particular venue, and they are going to gather as much footage as possible. Now, just quickly, we are going to present this. This is all about tomorrow, okay? So let's have a little stroll. Now, currently, we're in Newquay. Some of you Newquay guys will probably understand this place. If you go around, right, this just goes on and on and on, right? This is heavily populated area with lots of independent businesses. Well, look at that, Domino's. But yes, we do have lots of cool businesses here, All right. So we're going to go through this area. Now look, we got this street here. I have a feeling that this is going to be cordoned off all the way along here. They are not going to want people encroaching on this area, and we're going to see for why. Now, what I wanted to point out to you guys, lots of you military guys and veteran guys would completely understand what I'm saying here. So when I was back in the military, places like this, okay, on the top of there, you are going to see cameras, you are going to see people, you are going to see people, especially the higher up and buildings like this, because this, I believe, is a strategic vantage point. And there will be a second barricade probably across here. All right. It might just be a line of police. It might be some parked police cars or vans or whatever it is. But this is the hotel here in question. Okay. Now look at this. Lots of people are going to be, let me just show you this here. All right. So if you do get there and you do manage to get through this barricade, if it is one there, but if there isn't, if you are going to be standing around here, have a good look up at here. All right. Have a good look. Now look, you've got Venetian blinds here, and some of them are partially open. They're great for having concealed cameras behind that, but zoomed in through this, so you might not be able to see it. All right. If these are completely sealed off, you can pretty much guess that there's not much film work going on up there. But there are going to be cameras, maybe covert, maybe overt, okay? And you're definitely going to be seeing people, excuse me, people in that hotel filming everything that's going to be going on, okay? Now, look, I really do feel sorry for these guys here, all right? This happens to be the Newquay Beach Hotel, okay? I don't know whether there's going to be any holiday makers in this vicinity tomorrow. I really hope there isn't, because their stay in Newquay is going to be decimated by what is going to be going on, which is going to be literally pouring petrol onto a fire with all of these Antifa and far left troublemakers and antagonizers, okay? So this is the hotel. Currently, there are 200 plus male migrants in this building, and the police are going to do their best to make sure that nothing happens to these people in this hotel. Okay. Now, if you look around here, look. No one is going to be coming up over there. All right. You might even get some camera crews up there with telephoto lenses zooming all the way across here, seeing what's going on. Okay, maybe not, but as we go on further up here, there is an alleyway there. Now that is going to be sealed off for sure. Also, you got another Holiday here, which is the the Premier Inn, another hotel. Okay, now I really hope that no one is having a holiday in there. To my knowledge, this has not got migrants in. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. It'd be good to report if there is something like that, but I've heard nothing to the contrary about that having any migrant activity in whatsoever. All right. So you might even have undercover police and stuff staying in here so they can wake up, have breakfast, have shower, get dressed, and they can literally just come out of there and be straight on scene. That often happens, okay? And again, that area down there, that is going to look like it's going to be sealed off as well. I really do think that this is going to be a major incident event, and the police are going to literally block all of the front of this hotel. Only time will tell, but I thought that would be interesting to share my views on tactics and stuff, because I don't want to go into too much detail about that sort of thing. But I think you get the gist. Okay, it is not going to be as open and as basic and as simple as a lot of people think. All right, so let me have a look up here. Aha, yes. All right. So it was, yes. Right. Okay. I need to show you guys this. All right. Now, a lot of you guys on Twitter is going to like this. Who has heard of this company? Canary Workers Co-op. All right. Say no to PA fascists. The far right are targeting refugees in Newquay Hotel this weekend. All right. Now look at this guy, Steve Topple. This guy here. All right. You can check him all out on his socials. And look at the tags he's used: fascism, immigration, protest, refugees. So he's literally trying to get as much traction as he can to this article which he has put up. All right. Look at this. A far-right group has organized a racist protest. Really? A far-right group? Mate, we're just people who have concerns of the welfare of our citizens living near these hotels, jam-packed with fighting-age males. We are not racists. Absolutely not. Look at this in Liverpool. Anti-fascists organising a counter-protest. See, again, it's the same rhetoric everywhere. Okay. Now look at this. Canary Workers Co-op. If you don't know about these guys, they are seriously worth looking into. They do get a lot of support, and I believe they are going to be tagged within Hope Not Hate as regarding targeting universities to spread their poison amongst our young people and literally convert them. All right. That's basically what's going on. It's grooming, to be frank, without putting a fancy term on it. It's grooming. They're grooming the youngsters of this country. All right. So he is the guy who wrote it, and here he is here. Steve Topple. Look at this. He's been busy. Look, 158,000, excuse me, tweets. He's got. Now, this is what I don't understand about Twitter, because I'm new to it, right? He's got following and followers. So if I was to follow this guy, would I be a follower or would I be following him? I don't know which way around it is. Okay. I'm guessing that following is the people that he is following, and the followers are all the people who are interested on what Steve Topple has to say. All right. Now, this does go crazy. You've only got to look into the guys who are journalists, well, who claim they're journalists, okay? Yeah. Just don't like seeing all of the stuff that's going on there. Well, I really don't. It just drives me nuts because these people are reaching so many people. Well, there we go. And like we exposed before, resist G7. You remember when I exposed this really bad Twitter group, okay, who are in Cornwall, okay? They're operating behind the scenes in Cornwall. And yeah, Steve Topple retweeted a post from Antifa. And be under no illusion, okay, Cornwall Resist is an Antifa group. They are funded, they are tied, they are linked, they are genuine Antifa. They're not just a bunch of 17-year-old kids who got bored. These are serious, okay? Look, like I said, oh, look, there's two people there without their faces covered. Look. I'll bet they were struggling. It looks like he's just put his mask on quick. Oh my God, I've taken a picture. So they've been caught out there, right? Look at that. The far right are targeting refugees this weekend. Look at that. After corporate media played down the far right attack in Knowsley, anti-fascists want to stop the same thing happening in Newquay, all right? So yes, this journalist is retweeting official Antifa material on his own personal website, which is linked to Canary amplifying people. Wow, you absolutely are. You're amplifying snowflakes and turning them into uncontrollable crazy people who are just going to go there and literally just do as they're told. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that anyway. Another person to look into. Like, again, I wish I had time to put links under it, but all you have to do is go onto Twitter and just type in @Mr. Topple, and this page will come up, and then you can look at all of the people he's following. And typically, from the research that I've done before, lots of these people are heavily far left. Okay, so yeah, they're going to be, believing in all of the human beings cause climate change. They love all the LGBT stuff. It's just, yeah, they're just literally just complete opposite to most people who are watching this video. Sad but true. Okay, what else have we got to show you guys? Yeah, Cornwall Live, we've done that. Another Cornwall Live. Oh, this is interesting. Let me try and find it on here. Yeah, look at this. Oh God, I don't know what happened there. Let me see if I can refresh that page. Right, here we go. The Chronicle. Look again. I keep seeing this same sort of header, the same thing. The Chronicle Live, which I'm guessing is Newcastle way, all right, up northeast. Illegal immigrants jailed after Tyneside's biggest ever cannabis farm worth £1.65 million found in Fenham. Okay, now look, the 22nd of February, all right, very recent, and it was updated a couple of hours later, all right. So this was literally 2 days ago, okay. So look at this. These people are coming over here with free everything, but that's not enough. No, they want to start doing this sort of thing to make as much money as they possibly can to do with whatever. Okay, so look, they got free rent, all the council taxes paid for, they got free medical care, they get given free money, all of their properties are maintained and repaired. Okay, that's not enough. No, they want to go and do stuff like this. And the worst thing is, there's lots of people talking about lots of these migrants or immigrants who are literally going up to young girls, schoolgirls, and talking to them and harassing them, etc. Now, I suspect some of this is going on, and they're going to be trying to supply drugs to our youngsters, especially females, because the majority, like we've discovered, 80 to 90% of all of these migrants are male of fighting age. And when you start to see things like this, now lots of you guys would understand about cannabis, all right, completely get it, it's fine. But the thing is, drug dealers, you take one out, there's many others waiting in the wings. This is just one group who have been found out. How many others in the UK are doing stuff like this? How many of them are getting away with it right now in our country with our kids and people? It's just insane. It really, really is. So here we are. Look, check this. 4 illegal immigrants are behind bars after Northumbria police found their biggest ever cannabis farm, £1.65 million drugs factory in an 18th century former student accommodation building. An 18th century. That's insane. Look at this. It's built in the 1700s. Of course, 18th century. But my God, who do these people think they are? No thanks, go away. So yes, look, this is the pictures taken inside of what they've been getting up to. Honestly, I mean, I could just go on. There's one of the Stooges. Look, 4 Albanian nationals. Look at that. They've been banged up for 28 months each. Okay. They'll be out in half that time. All right. So they've probably got like 12 months. They'll be out. They'll be out this time next year. So again, these people, right, they're going to be going to prison very shortly. Okay. These people, they're still going to be getting free board and lodgings, albeit in prison. They're going to get internet. They're going to be able to go to the gym. They're going to be able to play pool and all that sort of stuff. All right. Just beggars belief. And like I say, this is going on in our country. That's why so many people are going to go to these protests, because people are finding out this stuff. Not just me, but others like me are doing videos like this and getting people to share it as much as possible, because what I've just presented to you guys is not being discussed in the mainstream. It is not. Okay. And majority of people, unfortunately, only watch the mainstream. Okay. And lots of the comments and the arguments, you're going to go, oh, where did you hear that from? Some bloke on YouTube. And you say to them, well, where'd you get your evidence from? Oh, the BBC. Then you just go, sinister. It's true. Mark my words for it. That's what's going on. Lots of people, like I say, are watching whatever the mainstream are saying. And the narrative is far left, and it's saying all of the people over here are asylum seekers, not migrants. Okay. And no, they're not all male. No, there's women and children all over. No, 80 to 90% of all of the migrants over here who've come over recently are male, and they're all between 18 and 39 years old. None of them are obese. None of them are in wheelchairs. What does that tell you? Crazy. And another thing, I think I put it up on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, and go to my YouTube channel, you go to the top and it's got the little Instagram little circle square logo. Click onto that, and a post I put up earlier, I broke it down with the amount of like 160,000 or whatever of these migrants coming over here. Do you know how many armed forces army personnel there are in the UK? Not as many as you think. To find out, go to Instagram and check it out. You'd be shocked. At the moment, currently, there are more migrants over here than we have British Army right now. And this is going to get worse. I remember reading somewhere a few weeks ago now that the powers that be, whoever you want to call these people, and even if you want to call them people for that matter, I think they wanted to have 16.5 million migrants in the UK by 2030. Let that sink in. Yeah. So if we don't do anything about this, and we're just going to roll back and moan and not do anything about it like most of us Brits do, nothing's going to change. We need to see protest, and we need to see lots of people on these protests, because if people don't start speaking out soon, this is going to get so out of control, it's going to be impossible to try and correct. Okay. It's probably already too late because there's so many of them here. But, and this is a but, there are more people waking up every single day, and that gives me hope big time. And some of you guys see it too. Just a small thing like we saw about that poll, how quickly that changed. And it's all because one guy stuck a YouTube video out there. People watched it and people shared it. People went on there and commented what they wanted to, freedom of speech, and the tables completely turned. Like, there will be X amount of these anti-protesters turning up at these events. They're probably grinning to themselves thinking, yeah, we're always going to outnumber them. I mean, look at Northumberland, what happened recently. Okay. I think the percentage, there was about 20% of genuine protesters, and 80% of the other protesters were counter protesters. The genuine good people of this country were way outnumbered. So tomorrow it starts, and it starts in Newquay. The anti-protesters, the far left lunatics, will be grossly outnumbered tomorrow. And if you don't believe me, look at the social media footage that will be coming out through the course of tomorrow and a period after. Just look at it, and you're going to say, wow, Funky had it right. And yes, I have got it right. I wish I can go into the future, but you can pretty much see it happening. And I'm only saying this because of the following I've got. Like I said, we're nearly 100,000 people watch my videos now. Okay, the amount of people that send me emails is insane. It would frighten you. Okay, so I don't just get emails, I get Instagram comments, I get Instagram private messages, I get tweets and private DM tweets, I get emails, and I get comments under my videos, and indeed I get messages in the chat. I get a lot of information coming my way from people from all over, from all different backgrounds, not just the migrant stuff, 15-minute cities, food shortages, etc., etc., etc. Because at the end of the day, my heart lies with the prepping community. Now, all of these videos that I do, I said a long time ago, back in 2012, the things that I'm prepping for way back then is fall of the economy and civil unrest. And I literally can see that just around the corner. Okay, we will see civil unrest in the UK. Whether it's going to be a massive SHTF event, I don't know. I doubt it, but you never know, because this tsunami is getting bigger. Like I said, you look at that protest, you look at it. Fair play to the people who made it there. But let me tell you this, so many people are getting information from not just my videos, but others. And I openly endorse you guys follow Yorkshire Rose. You'll see exactly what's going on. No BS. She just shows you the truth. No bias whatsoever. And the Patriot guy who's more or less tied in with her. You can find out about him too. Okay. They're all doing good stuff. And I don't know many others in the UK who are doing stuff like this. So yes, it's growing. We will grossly outnumber these far left. Literally, they are fascist and racist. Okay. From what they are doing. It's heavily funded and really corrupt. No, you're not going to shut me down. I'm not going out like that. No way. Other people are doing the same. They're saying this information, and for some weird, mysterious reason, all of a sudden, everything just goes down. And it's always when people are starting to talk about nitty-gritty stuff. It's happened too many times for it to be a coincidence. And like some of you guys have been watching other live streams, and as soon as they start talking juicy stuff, oh, guess what? Something went wrong. Buffer will. But no, we're back in the room. It's all good in the hood. So if you are planning on going to any of these protests, just be careful, okay? Just be careful. Like I say, or like I was trying to say before we got interrupted by the powers that be, because they don't like me talking about this stuff on YouTube. At the end of the day, I'm a prepper, and lots of the people who watch my videos are preppers. Now, what would you do if you're going to go to a protest if you're a prepper? Okay, think what you're going to take with you. Think what you're going to leave at home. Okay, whatever footwear that you've got, make sure that they are comfortable and you can run in them. Okay, because you might have to. Anything goes. If you all remember what we saw that happened in the lockdown protest in London in 2020, it could just turn on a sixpence. You got loads of peaceful protesters, you got loads of people doing selfies and all that. All of a sudden, something kicks off. Usually a renter mob. Okay, they're designed to be embedded in within a peaceful protest and just start a fight. And then they get pushed onto someone else. Someone doesn't like it, they join in. Before you know it, you got 4, 5, 6 people having a punch up. Then loads of other people wonder what's going on and they rush to it. And then all of a sudden the police turn up and it just gets out of control. It's that easy. It's usually planned. It's an old tactic that's been going on for eons. So if you do go to a peaceful protest and you're involved or you're close by a situation like that, my advice would be is to stay away from it. It's entirely up to you what you decided to do. If you want to go in there and help someone, if he's a friend, if he's getting beaten up, maybe you're going to want to go and help him because that's what friends do. Okay. At the end of the day, we were all on a common page. We're all brothers and we're all going to help each other. So make of that what you will. Right. So I'm going to call it a day. It's been going on for 1 hour and 36 minutes now. And to be frank, all of this research that I've been doing is taking me ages to do this. It really, really has. Before I go, yeah, the mailing list is really, really important, okay? Because I'm going to be doing some emails next week, okay? The person who I deal with doing this has been away on holiday, so nothing happened. But next week there will be, and there's going to be a lot of news coming out about all of these protests, behind the scenes stuff, which will not be on YouTube, but it will be in my newsletters. All you have to do is click on the link below, go through there, put your email address in. That's it. No name, no password, no date of birth, nothing. Okay, it's all done professionally. It's all done legal and legit. It's all GDPR, and everything goes through an encrypted, a high-end encrypted network, I might add, to ensure privacy. Okay, so that is absolutely guaranteed. So yeah, sign up to the mailing list and you'll get emails dropping next week and the week after with all sorts of heads up about stuff, because let me tell you this, the amount of information coming my way, especially about these protests, is insane. Now I'm just going to quickly, before I sign off, I'm going to go through my notes. Yeah, that got mentioned. Yeah, apparently, I didn't say this, but in Skegness, 5 hotels in Skegness tomorrow have immigrants in. It's the Leisure Hotel, the Sun Hotel, Chatsworth Hotel, County Hotel, and now the Grand, you know, the nice one in Skeggy. Yes, they are all jam-packed full of migrants. All right. There's a protest going on tomorrow. If you're anywhere near Skegness, even if you're 10 miles away, just make the effort and get there, because the more numbers, the better. Because the last thing we want is to be outnumbered like we were in Northumberland by these vicious left-wing people. They're just insane in my book. So yeah, when you look at the bigger picture of what's going on, when you look at these towns, I mean, look at Newquay, look at Skegness, okay? What do them two towns have in common, apart from being on a seaside? They rely heavily on tourism. Now, what's going to happen this year when people go to those locations and all the hotels are booked? Where are they going to go? Well, guess what? Those tourists aren't going to be going to those towns and spending their money supporting the other businesses. Okay, so you're looking at cafes, restaurants, etc., car hire companies, whatever it is, because they have nowhere to stay. And the reason there's nowhere to stay is because all the hotels in these areas are full up with fighting age males from overseas staying in the hotels, and they are private. You won't be able to book any of the hotels. They're going for B&Bs and they're going for houses as well. I've even heard stories, true stories, of people getting evicted from rental properties only to be replaced by migrant men. So this is an attack on tourism at the very, very, very small level. As you can imagine, sorry, it goes way, way bigger than just tourism. All right. And also, lots of the hotels and lots of the restaurants and B&B, basically the tourist industry and the leisure industry, was heavily affected in 2020 during the lockdown times. Okay, lots of them businesses, don't forget, they never reopened because they trusted the science. They followed the guidelines. The government said, shut your doors, and they did. They've done as they're told because they were scared. And they all gone bust. Lots of them went out of business. Now, the ones that did remain are literally hanging on a thread right now, okay? Because of the cost of living crisis, the energy crisis, the cost of running a hotel or restaurants or cafes, paying staffs, and they're going to want pay increases, etc., because they can't afford anything. Lots of businesses are going bust, and this is a massive attack all over the UK right now. And lots of it stems down to all of these migrants in the hotels destroying the tourist industry. So those poor hotels, cafes, bars, restaurants, who are literally relying on the summer season, because most of it is seasonal, for a bumper trade to try and break even, probably, that is going to be dashed this summer, because all of these migrants are filling up the hotels. So when people come to visit, there's nowhere to stay. So they won't go to visit, will they? So what's going to happen to these businesses? I can foresee lots of people losing their jobs in the leisure and tourism industry in this country this year. More people out of work, more people chasing ridiculously low paid minimum wage jobs. I mean, everything is going through the roof. Okay. So, and also, it's a stress thing. Lots of people will do whatever they can to try and find money all time to go on holiday just so they can de-stress. And because of the hotels are full up, they can't even do that. And they think, oh, I'll go to a B&B. Well, guess what? No way, Jack. That's shut too. People are going to need to de-stress. And if this rumor is true about lockdowns and all sorts of nasty things happening soon as well, if that happens, the amount of stress that most people are going to be going through is going to be through the roof, and they're going to need to find a way to de-stress somehow. Rotherham, yeah, that was the 18th. That was extremely one-sided. The anti-protesters and the police, they sort of gelled well together. So yeah, there's definitely agendas going on there, in case you missed it. Also, Skegness. There was a Facebook group that had over 20,000 members on there, okay, doing reports about the migrants in the hotels. Apparently it's been paused. Now, some of you know I don't do Facebook. I never have and I never will, okay? I don't know what paused means. Does that mean the account's been blocked, deleted? Is it literally on pause and it's going to come back on at some point? I don't know. But and that was literally done just before these protests are going to be starting tomorrow. So whoever owns Facebook and whatnot, Meta, they know, they knew that there's lots of protests going on tomorrow. So a few days or whatever it was before, they decided to literally stop that Facebook group from functioning. No one could communicate with each other just before these protests. So hopefully those people who are on them groups, they're trying to find information. Hopefully they've come here and watched this video to find out as much information as possible regarding these protests. Like I say, please share this video. I'm not just saying it because these things are being silenced. I mean, look at what I just said about Facebook. 20,000 people in that group, boom, they can't talk to each other on that group anymore for whatever reason. So try and get this video linked to those people who are on that group and make sure they're up to speed with the latest of what's going to be planned, especially tomorrow. Okay, so I would say Newquay and the Dover, the one on the 4th of March. There's going to be a lot of people going to them. That's going to gain a lot of traction in mainstream media. Okay, guarantee it. Also, like I said in other videos, just quickly, FOI, Freedom of Information Requests. Anyone in the UK can do it. It's free. All you have to do is go to your council website, go on there and look for FOI, Freedom of Information Request. You'll be shown an email address. You copy that email, you stick that into your email platform, and then you can literally compose your message. All it actually is, it's requesting information which by rights we are all entitled to be having, pretty much. Okay, it's a Freedom of Information request based on the European Court of Human Rights, I believe, and you literally can ask anything you want to the council. You can ask things like how many, and you can use all three terms: asylum seekers, refugees, and migrants. / how many, blah blah blah, are in this county, whatever county you're in. Okay, whether it's Hampshire, Sussex, wherever, Yorkshire, West Yorkshire. Just put it in there, and then anything else. You can also put it in the same one, or you can do a separate Freedom of Information request. How many current serving police officers are there in my county? Which is blah, blah, blah. You send that email off, and you will get like an automated response. Thank you, we've received your email. It may take up to 20 days, usually. And so what I would do is I would mark a date on your calendar for a reminder. So after 20 days, you still had no email, then start chasing them up. You will eventually get an email, and by law, they have a right to do whatever they can to provide you with the information that you've requested by law. Okay. So if everyone done that and everyone had a rough idea of what is going on regarding how many migrants and how many current serving police officers in every county, imagine having all that data. Imagine giving that to me. I can add it all up and share it to everyone else. We will know exactly the extent of this massive problem. And like I say, all it is one email. It doesn't have to be a long email. It could be 50 words. It could be 1,000 words, whatever you want. Just email it to your local council, freedom of information request, and get some answers, because you won't find any stuff like this in the mainstream media. You won't. Those figures, they're fudged big style. Most of you guys know this anyway. So yeah, there's that one. And what else? Just looking through the notes. Yeah, 160,000 migrants are already here. What's that? £12 million has just been given to the NHS to fast track these migrants, doctors, dentists, and hospitals. So £12 million out of our pocket, the taxpayer, is being funded to fast track these migrants. So yes, that means they will go in front of you at the dentist, in front of you to see a doctor, and in front of you if they need to go to hospital. They will be before you with your taxpayers' money. How does that make you feel? Tell you what, how it makes me feel sick to the stomach. Recently, I had to go to the dentist, and that's a ball ache. In Wales, a lot of you guys in Wales know what it's like. Getting a dentist is a bloody nightmare. So as soon as you get a toothache, you phone 111. If you're lucky enough to get through, that might take an hour. Then you're on the phone for about half an hour, 40 minutes. Then they phone you back. It could be anything from 2 to 4 hours later. And then they will say to you, we're going to phone you tomorrow morning. They phone you the next day, if they do, usually midday. And then they say, yes, we've got an appointment for you in 3 days' time at so-and-so, which is about 40 miles away. You've got a toothache. Yeah, so you've got to wait 4 days and then have a 40-mile drive just to be seen. Guess what? These guys go there like that. For sure. Absolutely disgraceful. It really is. So what else have we got? Yeah, 12,000 migrants. No need for a face-to-face interview, thanks to Rishi Sunak. Wow, how cool is that? And yeah, another thing, going back onto Ireland, yeah, it was in Cork on the 4th of May, 1 p.m. at the Grand Parade outside Cork City Library. So you good people of Ireland, you need to protest, and I understand that you guys are doing pretty good at that so far. So yeah, try and ramp that up, because Garda's not going to be impressed, but you need to make sure that true Irish spirit, and you know what I'm talking about. The Irish have got amazing spirit. Now's the time to get it out and make it shown, because if you don't, there will be more migrants in Ireland than there will be Irish people, unless someone makes a stand. Okay, if you want to know one of the root causes to all of this, research Tony Blair. Yeah, Tony Blair. I'm going to leave that with you guys. So just quickly before I go, thanks to everyone who's donated. That's seriously awesome, because like I say, this is my job. I'm just going to go through some of the comments. We got 1,819. So yeah, a few people have dropped off. It's understandable, to be honest. Here we go. Bloody hell hot sauce. Now listen, that hot sauce is awesome. Okay, it's an American recipe made by an American guy down in the Isle of Wight using genuine good quality ingredients, and it's vegan friendly. If you're that way inclined, check out bloody hell hot sauce. Okay, no, I'm not being paid for this. It's a good mate of mine, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend it if it is gross. I've had some in the past. It's really nice stuff. All right, just get the sheep pet over. Bo, I know what you're saying, brother. Yeah, for sure. Here we go. Leslie, I had a dentist appointment, was cancelled. I know. Leslie, I don't know if you're male or female, because that's 2 ways. No, don't get me involved in that stuff either. Yes, do you know what this is Steve. Mate, I remember seeing you on here before recently. Serco, Board of Farce, and not Board of Force, RNLI, and the Royals. Yes, I've heard somewhere that the RNLI are literally going out of the sea and bringing migrants in. Whether they're saving them, whether they've been tipped into the water, or what, I don't know. I've not really had much information about that. So if any of you guys know anything about what the RNLI are up to, can you please send me an email? The email address is right underneath this video. Cheers, Steve, for that, buddy. Now, look, this is really important. Now, what's that? Carol Georgina, stop paying council tax. Now, all I'm going to be saying about stop paying council tax is watch this space. Okay. Now, what Carol has just said there is going to make a massive impact to this country. And all I'm saying is watch this space. I'm not going to reveal anything in a moment, but just wait and see. Thanks for saying that. Bless you, sweetheart. That's awesome. Who have we got in here? Wow. Yeah, there's quite a bit of resentment here, which is understandable. Especially if you live in close proximity to these hotels or establishments holding fighting age male migrants. Absolutely, mate. I'll be fuming too. I'm fortunate, and I got out of Portsmouth when I did, and literally just moved right out into the middle of nowhere in the mountains of Wales. You know, I've just foresealed this coming, and I've done everything I could. I sold everything, skint, come out here, and survived working for 7 months on minimum wage with a family to support. Now that's gone. I'm working here on my own with any benefits. That's another important thing. No benefits. It's hard. So yeah, I completely get that. Who else have we got here? Look at this. London girl. Hey, sweetheart. Raise your sharp man. You really are. Must be talking to someone in the chat. Nice one, Kez. God bless you, darling. God bless you. Who we got here? Wow. You guys are awesome. There we go. I'm going to leave you with this. Absolutely, Bo. Freedom. Now, think about what our grandfathers and great-grandfathers went through in World War I and World War II. Literally dying to try their best to protect the way of life for their kids and their grandkids, us. And look at us now. What are we doing? Well, I'll tell you what we will be doing. We're going to be going to protest and doing whatever we can to tell as many people as possible the truth of what is going on with our country. And it's not just migrants, it's everything. So it's up to us to do what we can to do that. Okay. Now, I understand censorship is going to be a big frigging problem this year and next year. Big problem. Anything online is going to be censored. It's going to be hard to research. It's going to be very hard to share anything. Now, my advice is this. If you watching now or know anyone who operates a printing press in a printing shop, those guys will literally be legends. They will go down in history. I know it sounds fanatical or whatever, but it's true. There's going to be big problems of online censorship. And let me tell you this, people who know how to print mass amounts of posters, banners, flyers, cards, stickers, anything like that to get any information which is going to help either wake people up or point people in the right direction to get good information, they are going to save us. People like me, I'm only here for a limited time. One day, either I'm going to be censored or YouTube will. So I won't be able to help anyone. But you guys who have access to printing equipment, yeah, you're the real heroes. And that's one of the reasons why it's so important, if you can, to sign up to that mailing list. Because if anything happens to me or my channel, I can still get information out there. Okay. So that's cool. So without further ado, I'm going to bid you good evening. Have an awesome weekend. Really, really take care of yourself and think what you're doing. Understand situational awareness. If you don't know what that means, spend the rest of tonight looking into that before you go to these protests tomorrow. Be totally aware of your situation around you. Okay. Understand it. If you want some help, I've done a YouTube video a long time ago. Go to YouTube and type in Funky Prepper space Grey Man Concepts. Grey Man Concepts. It's a few years ago now I've done that. It's a good video, especially if you guys don't really know what's going on about looking around you, looking what to do, what not to do, how to carry yourself. All right, good information there. Grey Man Concepts by myself, YouTube video will help. Thanks to everyone who's commented tonight in chat. It's been absolutely awesome. Thanks to everyone who spent all of your valuable time watching this on the replay, who unfortunately weren't able to make this live or completely get it. Real life, it is what it is. It's absolutely cool. But I'm glad you stayed to the end to watch this. There is links below this video if you can help. Really appreciate it. And the mailing list, don't forget that. And last but not least, everyone who's donated, you guys are freaking awesome. I'm seriously, I can't say enough. You guys seriously rock. Without you, I don't even think I could do this. Wouldn't be able to afford it. So really massive help, especially those who donate during the week via PayPal, friends and family. That seriously helps too. And you guys know who you are. And yes, one day I'm going to do a massive big list because I do get the odd donation drop in during the week. And it's out of the blue and it helps massively. More than you probably realize. Okay. And the moderators. You guys know who you are. The Blue Spanner Brigade on this channel are fantastic. Okay. Without you guys, couldn't do it. So have yourself a lovely weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you next week after I've had a nice break, because I'm at mountain point with information overload about this migrant stuff. It's insane. Take care of yourself, guys. Stay funky.